Welcome, everybody, to another Live Time with Alec, Leadership Edition. You have all heard about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but today, we're going to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of loans. If you are a leader in the space or an aspiring leader in the mortgage industry, you need to pay attention to what Maslow can teach us. If you're going to guide people, evolve people, change people, care about people, get in the game. Let's have some fun today. All right, I see a bunch of you guys popping in. Thank you. Just say hi. Even if it's just like a quick like, a quick comment, let me know you're there. And if you're watching this in the future, hit me up with a hashtag bypassed with an ED. I know people keep saying bypass. It's the title of my book. It's a selfless plug. Hashtag bypass. In fact, fine, I'm just going to do it. Every single person that types in a hashtag bypass today or in the future, when I see it, I'm going to send you a free copy of the book. Free copy of the book. All you got to do is hit hashtag bypassed. Don't even have to tag anybody. No more selfless promotion. Let's talk about leadership today. I learned a very, very important thing in my small leadership career so far, which had radically changed how I lead, how I do my best to serve people. Because here's the deal. Leaders and managers, one of the things you want to do, and I know this because I've talked to a ton of people in the leadership position, one of the things you take great pride in is the fact that you want to push people to change, that you want them to become the best they can be, that you're kind of the coach who's there to inspire and push people on. And so you lead with that. You lead with coaching and inspiration, and you push and you push. And I'm here to tell you right now, stop it. Stop it. You're not going in the right order. You see, I got Maslow's triangle. It's all mirrored over here. And you have forgotten the core of what's happening here because you're skipping as a leader to the top. You're going right to the top as a leader. And you're wanting the desire to become the most that one can be is self-actualization. That is the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But we need to start at the bottom. And so many leaders today are starting at the top. Let me tell you how to be the best you can be. And I'm like, pause. That's not the stop. Let's go to the very first part. So if you remember this from high school or wherever, the first need is physiological needs of humans, right? So like water, air, food, shelter. Like this is crucial. And so the first thing I say to anybody who wants to be a leader today is are you committed to changing somebody's life and pushing somebody forward, but are you committed to getting them loans? Oh my gosh, this is my favorite thing to say. You know what your value is as a leader in the beginning? Not your ability to coach someone, then go get coaching anywhere they want. Your value as a leader in the beginning of any type of relationship is, are you providing them loans? I made this comment before, and I still laugh hysterically at it because it's so true. When was the last time you cold called on behalf of your loan officer? When was the last time you set up an appointment with a realtor in market on behalf of your loan officer? When was the last time you sat down with them and said, hey, let's go through your past customers. I'm going to help you reach out to some. Let's call some past customers today and see if they have the best loan for their scenario. When was the last time you as a leader actually took care of the number one thing they need, which is loans? You're going to sit there and talk about self-actualization and becoming the best they can be, but you forgot they're not even eating yet. You got to provide them with loans. How many of you guys have ever felt as a loan officer in your heart, I love this because it makes people feel uncomfortable, but you're like, man, my manager doesn't do anything for me. Have you felt that ever in your career? I know you have, because as a recruiting leader and as someone who talks to a lot of originators, I hear that all the time. My leadership, they don't really do much for me. You know why? Because number one, the physiological needs of a loan officer, loans, leads, is being handled by them, not by their team, not by their company, not by their manager. They're not in the fight. That's the first thing that a manager has to do. And I'm going to stay here 1 minute longer before we go up the chain here, because we're going to talk about each level on the way up. But this is important. So you have to ask yourself, before you're going to get in there and start coaching and inspiring and pushing somebody, do they have their the basic needs taken care of? Are they eating? Are they getting loans? How can you help them there? Help them there first before you're like, let's talk about your social media plan. That's fine. But also, do they have loans? As we go up the hierarchy of needs, the second thing is safety, personal security, health. And this is Maslow's version. But as a leader, you know what you need to provide here? An environment of safety where your team can take risks. Listen to me on this. Once you're working with them and you're getting them loans and they're talking to customers and they have a pipeline, you need to then create an environment where it's safe to take risks. My biggest pro tip and encouragement for anybody looking at this and wanting to up the leadership game is often the ability to create safety, to create risk, to take risks, is when you yourself as a leader take risks. Shocking, I know. But if you're out there being vulnerable, when you're out there trying things, learning, playing the same game they're playing, they feel the safetiness to go out behind you to do the same thing. A great leader takes care of the safety. Hi, Leslie. Creates a platform of safety for their loan officers to mess up in, to shoot videos. It's like, let's go do a video night together, which is weird, but now it's like on COVID land. But like I remember getting in the office with a bunch of originators and everyone put the camera on and we just played and practiced and had fun and made videos. And it was silly and there's pizza and maybe tequila. Safety. Are they safe? The next thing a leader needs to be focused on after loans, after safety, is a sense of community, belonging, and connection. Now, this is where leaders can thrive in this COVID environment. I'm dead serious. Thrive. Let me give you some examples. I'm watching leaders set up community Facebook pages that are active all day long, encouraging their team to get into Facebook anyway to originate. But then inside that community and that page, they're posting questions, high fives, memes, GIFs, videos, inspirational quotes, a training they just saw. They ask a question on how do I structure this deal? And some are doing it in Microsoft Teams, some are doing it in social media. How do you create connection? This is huge, Leslie. How do you create connection when you can't see each other in the office anymore? You have to work extremely hard to do that. Daily video updates, letting people know in the morning that you're awake, that you care, that you're there. Yeah, Jamie, this is a fun one. I really think this is true. I think I'm going to go back and set, but safety needs. Leaders have to create safety. It's okay to screw up. You're not getting fired. Go have fun. Go mess up. I'll mess up with you. And then create that connection. Create that sense of belonging. You create unity. And is that hard in a digital space? Hell yeah. Does that make it even more important? Absolutely. It is crucially more important. Okay. After you've gotten the dirt with them, help them originate loans, went out to meet realtors with them, cold called with them, let them know you're there. After you provided safety, they can screw up. It's okay. We're going to push. Let's get uncomfortable. And you led the way. Then you started building community, building connection. The fourth is so crucially important. And before I share it, let me ask you this question right now. By the way, for everybody watching, if you do a hashtag bypassed, I will send you a copy of my book for free because I love you. Hashtag bypassed. But let me ask you a really cool question right now. What did the Wizard of Oz do? It's an important question. I'm gonna wait while you think about this because I know you're racking your brain. You're like, Wizard of Oz. I haven't seen that in forever. Okay, let me remember. He was the man behind the curtain, and he had the big fake. Oh, Leslie, I love you. He had the big fake floating head, right? Like that was like, oh, ignore the man behind the curtain. But what did he do? You see, everyone remembers him as a charlatan, a fake, a fraud. Fine, I'll go with that. But you know what he did that changed the game for the people in the story? Listen up, because we're going to get serious here for a second. He validated the truth of what he already saw inside them that they didn't see inside themselves. He told the lion that he was courageous. He gave him a medal. He told the Tin Man he had a heart. He told the Scarecrow that he had a brain. He told them what he saw in them. He gave them validation. And that lands us on our fourth thing in leadership. Before you can push someone, before you can make them, before you can drive, you need to show them that you respect them, that you care about them, that you are with them in their corner. We all know leaders who didn't do that, who have not created connection. I don't feel safe. I'm not doing well in my business. I don't feel respected. And then the leader's like, well, go out and get more loans, or go out and you're not. You missed step one. You can't tell me to be better. You can't push me into my self-actualization until you see it in me too. Till you walk in my shoes and you make sure my necessities are met. Until you show me an environment of safety where I can thrive and mess up. Where you show me there's a community of people around me that are connected, that are fighting the same fight, pulling on the same side of the rope. And then when you look me in the eyes and you show me that you respect me, that you care about me, that you recognize me, that you see me, now we can go to war together, whatever war means to you. Now we can make it work. Now I can look you in the face and say, you are better. than you're acting right now. And based on this foundation that I built in my relationship with you through Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the stupid thing we learned in high school or whenever it was, now that person can hear you as a leader. They can hear you, they can respect you, and they will thrive and respond, period. But if you skip these things, if you skip the fact that they just need loans right now, can you help them get through? Can you help them set an appointment? Can you help them? If you don't create an environment of safety where they can mess up and laugh and you're with them and you're pushing the envelope, if you're not working hard every day to create a sense of connection, you want to know why there's this overarching gap in leadership, especially in the mortgage industry, where originators look up the ladder and go, nobody up there does shit for me. Sorry, I know, this children's show. Why is that happening? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Because all they're seeing is somebody who's like, don't take pricing exceptions, who's seeing somebody like, go out and get more leads, get more loans. This callous push to become the best they can be without meeting all of the other needs before they actually get to here. Now, I'll take a little pause, so to speak, to kind of address some things that are going on in people's heads. Sure, we can generalize the terrible manager that's just like, don't PEs and go get more loans, and they haven't done any of these things, for sure. But these things need to be constantly revisited and worked. Yeah, they're disconnected and they're talking at instead of to 1,000%. But these items that I'll show on the screen here, loan officers need to get loans. They need to feel safe. They need to let them know that they can make mistakes, they can push, they can learn. They need to connect. We all need to connect. I don't care if you're the lone wolf, the top dog in the world, they still need connection. They need to be constantly seen, recognized, respected, built up. This is a constant process leaders should be focused on. When you look at people on your team, do they have this? Do they have this? Do they have this? Am I doing this? And then can I ask them this? And then can I push them a little bit? And then can I lean into it with them where we're in a safe environment because I'm safe now as a leader and I can say, you're better than this. And they can hear me and they can rise up. It's a simple concept, but it's one I don't think we're paying enough attention to as often as we should. And when I say we, please, that's a collective we. That's not you. That's me. I'm in the same game. As I look at content to talk about and things in this leadership series that I'm excited to share, a lot of times I'm looking at stuff that's staring me dead in the face. Am I doing enough of this? Am I showing people that work for me or around me that I'm in the dirt with them? Not just, oh, I'm sorry you lost that loan because that competitor did that crazy stuff. Or am I really in the dirt to get another deal to them? I think it's insane that there's some leaders that aren't distributing multiple deals a week to their team. And what I mean by that is most great leaders that I've found in mortgage have been mortgage professionals before, like they did loans. So if they continue to maintain connection to their book and their customers, guess what they continue to get? Leads. It's insane to me that you wouldn't know that and then leverage that and then feed your team. Feed your team. Jesus figured this out. He's like, I'm not preaching until we feed the team. Go get the fish and the bread. Feed them. Like, this is old school stuff. Jesus was the first. Maybe he wasn't, but I don't know anything else before that. But this is my point. Feed your team. Show them the safety. Create connection. See them, respect them, and let them know they're seen and respected. And then you get to push them. Let's go. Let's go. I hope this is helpful. It's very helpful to me. I have my little triangle on my desk, and every time I'm looking at making decisions, especially when I need to have a conflict conversation or I need to push somebody or something happened that I have to get in the middle of, I look at this and I go, oh, I'm deficient on some of these, and I know the conversation isn't going to go as absolutely great as it could if I wasn't deficient on these. By the way, little side tip. I don't care if you're a loan officer with a team. This is still the same thing. I don't care if you're running 17 states and you're the big dog vice president. It's the same. If you have one assistant who helps you with their loans, this is the same. Are their needs met? Are they safe? Are they connected to a community? Do they know you respect them? And then they will go to war for you all day long. And you can call them to their highest potential because you met all the needs. By the way, this translates to your family, to your kids, to everything, to your relationship with your parents. It doesn't matter. It's powerful stuff. It's powerful stuff. As we end, there's a few more people watching right now. If you want a copy of Bypassed, hit up #Bypassed. I will mail you a copy and DM you because I'm feeling that today. But here's the deal, my friends, as we wrap down. My last call of encouragement. Draw this triangle on your paper. Draw it, put it on a Post-it note. Stick it on your thing. Here's my encouragement for you as a leader today. As you look at your team, are their physiological needs met? Meaning, do they have a robust pipeline of loans? If they don't, guess what they're stressing on? Not having enough loans. They got 2 loans or 1 loan or 0 loans. Guess what they're stressing about? Not having enough loans. So guess what you should do as a leader first before you do anything else? Go help them get loans the way you used to with your skills, because I'm sure you were amazing. Go into their shoes and help them get opportunities. Call up realtors on their behalf. Call up businesses. Call up credit unions. Hustle for them. Do it with them. That's the way to play. Jamie, I got you on that. After you make sure their physiological needs are met as a leader, are you doing everything in your power to make sure they have a safe environment to take risks in your organization? Man, if salespeople don't take risks, they don't eat, man. We got to take risks. How are you making this safe? How are you making it safe and fun for them to step into new skills like maybe doing video or going live or figuring out a YouTube channel or a content strategy? How are you making it safe for them to thrive? When they mess up, is it safe to mess up in your environment, or are you going to come down with a hammer? Look at this. Think about this. Create safety. Next, create a sense of connection and belonging. I gave you a couple tips and I'll hit them again. Create a Microsoft Teams team where you're all on the same team. Let anybody ask any question at a time and watch your other people in your team rally in and add feedback and connection. Video calls daily, weekly. How do you do them? When do you do them? How do you create connection? Are you sending gifts to people? Let's go back and read the love languages. Are you serving your team the way they want to be loved? Some people like a gift. You give them a coin and they'll go kill an army for you. Other people need words of affirmation. You got to stay away from the physical touch. But after you create this sense of belonging as a leader, are you making sure your team knows that you respect them? Even if you have to have hard conversations with them, that doesn't mean you can't respect them. How do they know they're seen by you? They're understood. They're recognized. And then from there, as a leader, you get to have the stuff you've always wanted to have. Those conversations of, let's get better. Let's go do this. You're not acting to your full potential. And somebody will hear that and really hear it. Not just some, okay, boss, and TPS report, but they'll hear it and they'll pull through it with you. All right? My friends, if you're in leadership today, go get a loan for one of your employees. Watch what happens when you call them up and go, hey, I did a little work on social, put a video out. I want you to call my friend Johnny. Take care of him. He needs a loan. Watch what happens. Start at the basics. All right, my friends. Appreciate you guys. Fun one today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the internet.